What's up, guys? Welcome back to eSkate Exchange, a show where we talk about M boards, electric skateboards, eSkateCon, really just like the e-skate industry as a whole. And today's an interesting show because we've got four of us in here. We've got James.
Hey.
Thank you for being here. We've got Joe.
What's up, guys?
Welcome, SoCal legend.
AKA the
and
NV
then,
legend.
And then behind camera, we've got Jacob.
What?
Hey.
So
That's my new
if
guy.
you have
Yeah.
any issues with the way that the show is produced
Blame it
today,
all on
you
Jacob.
can blame Jacob.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Because he's trying to control the cameras and make sure our audio's good.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really done that too many times.
I think already I forgot to show James and Joe when you introduced
Wait,
them.
you can cut to them now. They
See,
can wave
they're
hi.
here.
there
Hey,
we go.
everybody.
That's
There
it.
we go.
Well,
Hey,
'cause I
guys.
can see the screen.
Yeah,
So it
he's
works
cheating.
out. I know.
So he's going to know every time I screw up today.
Yep.
So we haven't done a podcast in, I want to say, like a month.
It's been a couple days, bro.
It's been one hell of a month. We've been super busy around here.
Yes.
M-Boards has been just working on too many things at once. We got eSkateCon coming
It's
quick
about to
now.
get. It's about to
Let's
get
see.
busier.
As of this episode releasing, we have 41 days left until eSkateCon, which is wild.
It's like a month away.
Yeah, so that's...
I think we're learning this is kind of the new normal for us, though. Like, this time of year otherwise is kind of slow. You know, I
Yeah.
think e-skate in general, it's winter in most places. Okay, some places have summer, but it usually does get a little slow. So I think this kind of keeps us, like, busier.
Yeah, no, I think it works out. Like, revenue-wise, everything-wise, like, it's a good spot to put eSkateCon. I think it works out. But still, it's like the new year rolls around, and all of a sudden, we're only 2-3 months out.
Yep.
So it gets crazy. All right, so let's dive right into eSkate news before we get into more eSkateCon stuff. We haven't done a news segment in a minute, but there's a few things we should probably touch on, I think. So the first one is the one that I think everyone saw on their timeline is the Ace-Deck NYX Z3.
Love this board,
This
dude.
thing is wild.
So I think it's cool.
We got a lot going on.
I'm not necessarily convinced those trucks are stable at all. They don't look very stable, in my opinion, but they
Okay.
look dope for sure.
Looks like a builder's nightmare.
Yeah, whoever has to assemble that, rip
Yeah.
to them because that looks
So
like
I
a
think,
pain
though,
in the ass.
outside of these new trucks, did anything else really change? I mean, I know they're
So
sticking with the gear drives. They've got a couple battery options.
I think that they changed. I think that they changed a little bit about their gear drive.
Got it.
They changed their ESC and the way that it handles. Then they added the springs in there. They also changed up a little bit of the swing arm. The hubs have been changed now. All of this CNC'd, and then I believe that the battery box is different than the first edition.
Yeah.
And then
So
we
they're probably
have-
just a bunch of little subtle things that
yeah,
maybe
and
to the.
then the big thing is I think the battery selection.
Got
What
it.
size battery is
There's
it?
like 14 different, or there's three or four different selections. All
There's
14.
too many. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
too
Way
many
too many.
options. They need to just
So-
double down on one of them.
And our assumption is what? That's 145 total amp ESC, not
I think so.
per side.
Yeah, I think
Probably,
that's
probably
what it was.
total.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows?
Anybody,
I
if
don't
you're
know.
watching and they dropped that shit. In
I
the
mean, we
comments, let us
could
know.
we could find out. I'm not here
Yeah.
to give you a whole stat sheet. I'm here to give you
Yeah.
a quick little headline.
There it
You guys
is.
can discuss
Yeah,
it.
there it is.
I think
Looks
this
pretty.
sort
On
of
to the next
follows
one.
like what AceTech is doing though, and they basically just throw everything at the wall. You know, like
Yep.
this is a combo of channel trucks and essentially a Baja board / Propel design. They
Right.
just mesh two designs.
This
into
is
one.
like if Baja fucked Propel and they had a baby, and then that baby got with Ace-Deck and they banged and had a baby, it would be this.
this thing's got to be tall,
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
dude,
it'll
that-
squat once you step on it.
Uh-huh.
but still,
I would love to step on one and
Yeah.
ride it because I didn't like nothing against the Propels, but I'm just not a fan of the springs.
Safe to assume we'll see one in 40
Yeah,
days.
yeah, for sure. There will be one at ESkateCon.
Maybe you can race.
I'm
this
sure.
I wonder how it would
And we'll
race.
get to eSkateCon shortly. And Jacob, don't be afraid to cut back to us when
Yeah.
we
Oh
discuss.
yeah. Here I am
cameras,
just
hey.
chit chatting.
Yeah, why don't you put me and Joe on the screen for there? We are.
All
Hey
right, well,
guys,
hey,
there's other
welcome.
people here, dude.
God, I have to
Hey,
do more
Mike,
than one thing.
you
today.
read my mind, bro. I was
Yeah.
about to say
I'm
it.
like, we've
Yeah.
been looking at this board for a while.
I thought we were talking about it.
Oh yeah.
All right, dude. Don't.
So it's a cool looking board. I think you guys got it right though, or Jacob's got it right. Ace-Deck seems to just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if, eventually they figure out what their bread and butter is and start going for, that. It seems that like at least a lot of the brands based out of China, they've got a lot of models, something that a company like ours would struggle to do because it's just having so many different processes, so many different parts, so many different SKUs. It's really hard to stock all that. So as you can see, like we have two boards.
Yeah.
And
What's the price on that board?
it varies based on the different
Batteries.
battery and gear drive options and stuff.
Mhm.
So it ranges from like, I I want to say it's like 16, 17 to mid twos. I think
Yeah,
depends
to
on what it
24.
is. Yeah. Okay, so another one, a big one that I'm actually kind of excited about is the Dad Bod 105 wheels. They are now available in blue.
Yep, with
Which
the
is
77A durometer, bro.
Yeah, so I think this is the wheel that hopefully gets the Dad Bods back in maybe
Okay.
into the e-skate world, because I think we all rode the orange ones.
Yeah, Joe, you've been on the Orange Dad Bods, right?
Yeah.
And then you've been on the Mads.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then have you ridden these, the blue Cags before?
No, I've ridden them before.
The
but not
smaller
the dad
ones.
bods, yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? Which one's going to be better?
Uh,
Just out of your
you
prior
know,
guesses from before.
With the orange ones, they were harder. I like
Yeah.
the Mad Wheels over the orange ones. I'd like to try these out, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
comparing the blue to the Dad Bods,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been years.
I think that these are probably going to give the Mads a run for their money.
You think
See,
so?
Yeah. Yep.
You think they're wide enough? What are these,
I-
57 versus what's the Mad Wheel
Just
at?
the orangutans are like
Yeah,
a good, different, traditional skate feel. They have that sharp, flat feel,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like you can hit a carve different, and then you can still
Yeah.
slide, and it's very predictable.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You know,
well,
so
and
these-
their urethane's always been top
Yeah,
notch.
it's always about
been
the
great.
formula of the urethane, not so much a durometer, but the formula and the.
I
urethane
think
that
that's
makes it.
something that people they conflate together, is that they think 77 and 77 are the
Mhm.
same type of deal,
No.
and it's not at all.
Not same,
It's
same.
that's just simply the hardness rating, and like there's different rebound ratings even that's not discussed in these numbers usually. So it's interesting to see like the difference. Do we have a durometer rating for Mad Wheels?
Set.
Do you know it off the top of your
I
head?
don't, dude. I
I
don't
don't
want to
either.
say it. I mean, we could run out to the shop and check real quick, but
Yeah, I don't know if it even
When are
says
these
it on
coming
there.
out?
I think they're out, right?
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
out. They kind of just
Fred's
showed
got a
up
set.
out of
You can
nowhere.
buy them.
When can we get some?
I
Try 'em
mean,
out.
I'll buy a set.
okay, there we go. It's always cool to have another set in there.
Yeah, I'm checking Mad Eastgate's website right now, really quick, while on the fly. I'd like to see what the durometer
I
rating
feel like
is.
it's 76.
It's something like that.
'Cause it's
72.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're much softer still.
Yeah.
So, but again, there's
It's not so much about the
there's
rating. It's
positives and negatives to a softer versus harder wheel. So
I don't think
Anyways.
orangutans really, marketing towards the e-skate world either.
no.
Like
No, not
they
really,
just kind
no.
of like, so the first Dad Bods, they showed up on Evolves, but then
Yep.
nobody else no other
Mhm.
companies ever used them. So
Yep.
same thing with these. They just showed up one night out of nowhere, and it was like, oh, well, I guess there's another wheel.
Yeah,
Like,
here
yeah.
they are.
you gotta push it to us a little bit.
I have to assume they're skipping out in the purple.
Probably.
I would think
Don't you
so.
think they
Yeah.
would?
If it took them this long to get to blue, then yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they do purple, but they're probably gonna skip out.
I would imagine they
I feel
probably
like
skip
it's
it.
Yeah, they're probably gonna skip it.
They need to go
Who
black.
knows?
Black
Time
and
will tell
green.
on these.
Maybe this
I
is
know
the future of like
a black wheel would be
you know,
so nice.
longboard dancing, things like that. It's bigger
well,
wheels.
it
I don't know.
seems like bigger is going like we're going in that direction of bigger wheels. It seems like a lot of people are just kind of over the small stuff and they want
Yeah.
bigger shit. Because as we go faster now, you kind of need
Yeah.
bigger because it's safer and nobody's going 15 anymore.
Right.
So
It's
I
just
guess
not happening, bro.
stay tuned for our test of these, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, we'll
Check
get
'em
them and
out.
we'll shred them and then we'll break them.
Maybe they'll take our orange ones
Yeah.
back. It's like, hey guys,
But
this is
have we
about these.
sold any Interstellars with Dad Bods?
No.
Zero, right?
Zero.
It's all 6-inch or Mad Wheels, right?
Yep.
We sold a couple extra sets.
Yes, we
Um,
have sold individual sets, but no one's selecting that
No.
as their board option. Interesting.
Again, I just don't think people know enough about them.
right.
so.
Yep. That's interesting. Next on our list, we've got the new X-Way remote, which looks actually really dope. I don't know what the trigger is yet. It seems like it's probably a dead man switch.
I think it's
Multifunction.
just his on
Oh,
his
it doesn't say
finger.
multi-function.
Yeah, I
So,
think it's a multifunction
oh,
type deal.
is
so
it
can do other
programmable?
things. Because there's also I thought that there was something about a light.
there's an expansion port on this, I believe, somewhere. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
We should look more into our competition stuff.
well, I just saw this. It's
This
only
just
on
came
here.
up a couple days ago.
Again, it's not a deep dive in anything. This is just
Yeah.
a quick headline. I saw this come
Yep.
across Instagram. I thought it was pretty cool. I think the screen and the font and the layout looks
I like
great.
the night screen.
Like the VX4 is a good. It's a good remote, but the software is just it needs work to make it like
Yeah.
look really good. Like the physical screen on the VX4 is nice. That resolution is fine, but like the actual like the UI of it doesn't like it. That looks great. Like
Yeah.
that looks really good, and I just hope that I wish someone would spend this much time on a remote that would work for Vesk based boards
Totally.
because if they did, I think they'd sell a shit ton of them. But it can't be sold at $300. It has to be sold at $100.
Yep,
I think the top for a remote, honestly, is
This thing's
$100.
$300.
No.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just
like,
saying.
Wait a minute.
Let's pretend.
Get out of here.
Let's take a look at other smaller company who have companies that have remotes that do work for Vesks, and that price that it's already at.
Yeah.
Now you add a screen and all the lights and all the other things, it's gonna double the price. And it's just
that's
How much is a VX4?
what's the
a
Wave
VX4
RX
is
or
$100.
something?
Is $100? Jacob, how
or
much is a puck?
89 maybe.
130,
120.
130. What
Phase
other?
remote, what's a phase remote?
Well, we're talking about Vesk remotes.
That's true.
Okay.
But that's a good. That's a nice high quality remote with the screen as a base.
Yes.
The only other
okay,
ones
so
are
phase
those-
remote is
149.
I have 149.
Yeah, that's an expensive remote.
Yeah,
too.
dude. So it looks like 89 to 150 is like about the price range.
I think the sweet spot's between 100 and 120. If it's really nice and polished, I think you get away with
Yeah.
120.
Yep.
If it's pretty good, I think it's at 100.
Do you think people want to see remotes like this, or do you
Yeah.
think that we just think this is cool?
No, I think people like this. I think people like the data in their
Why
hands.
is a PlayStation remote $60?
I know, dude.
Like, it's a remote.
Yep.
and they
It's the
don't break.
volume. It's the volume, man. They're doing so much volume. How many PlayStation remotes are made versus how many VX4s?
How
are
many
there?
people break their PlayStation remotes when they're playing Call of Duty,
Well,
bro?
How many
you know
people
what I
break
mean?
their remotes when they crash?
Exactly. So it has to be a reasonable price, but it has to be
Yeah.
good enough to where it has to cover the fees and how much it costs to build it and
Right.
all that shit. So,
But it looks
Yeah.
great. Like,
but
it
I
looks
bet
really
you,
nice.
yeah, I would like to see some more remotes like
Turn
this.
signaling I see on
Uh
here.
huh. You can
I
like
just
tap
wanted
it
the
and
wheels to
twist
get
it.
better. I
Twist
still
it.
have not
flip it.
used
There-
the wheel style, that really
Yeah.
it's responsive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the puck is fairly responsive for being on a wheel. It's the
Right.
most responsive for on a wheel design, which it's not a wheel, but
But there's no guide
know,
for your
the thumb
thumb
wheel.
to go. I mean,
No.
Yeah,
you
no,
you
it's
just got to
just-
figure out where to put it at. That was the same
Yeah.
issue that I had with the boosted back in the day.
Yep.
There was no guide for your finger.
I think everybody would rather have a nub, at least a little
Yeah.
nub on there, at the very least. Oh yeah, on the bottom right it says quick release expansion slot. So I did see that somewhere. So it's like a port,
lights and stuff.
a port
Mhm.
for lights, or I don't know what else it could be. Maybe extra battery. I don't know why you'd want that, but
Ah,
anyways,
do we got
it's-
another, we
it's
got another
nice.
picture? There we go.
there you go.
Another one of
Like, and it's not too small. It's not too big.
And
like,
actually, the form factor looks pretty comfortable.
I'm gonna be honest. I like that remote.
Yeah,
but
it
I
looks
want-
pretty
I
good.
kind
I
of
like
want
the
one, bro.
readout on the screen.
It looks good, and it looks to be all customizable with
Well,
colors and all that.
X-Way is gonna be at Eastgate Con, right?
They
Yeah.
they are gonna
They're
get ESCon.
gonna be at Eastgate Con.
Yep.
So guess who's gonna be sitting down and have a nice little conversation?
right.
Hey.
The next word we've got is so we covered the backfire. I think
No, X.
it was his
X-Way.
X-Way.
We thought it was backfire.
You're right. It was we covered the X-Way truck braking, the
Okay.
shredder trucks braking, right? Or no,
That was Meepo.
that's Meepo.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
That
God,
was a
dude,
long
it's been
time ago.
forever ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have covered several instances of just like recalls and
Uh
stuff.
huh.
So I'm not trying to pick on anyone specific. I'm just, anyways,
Yeah.
for backstory. The Defiant Board Society, their decks.
Oh,
they had
yeah.
they fired their deck manufacturer.
Yeah, they had a manufacturing
Really?
process
They
problem.
did. So they were getting their decks were splitting, which is wild to me because their decks are not thin.
Yeah,
They're pretty thick.
very
No,
thick.
no, they were nice decks.
So they fired their deck manufacturer. They recalled their decks, and
now they got new
paused
ones.
production.
It was what? It was like peeling. The laminate was coming off.
yeah,
like
and it was
some
kind
of
of
them were
splitting, stress
Yeah.
fracturing and stuff.
Oh.
And
Yep. So they recalled. I don't know if they got the boards back,
so from
or I think they were just shipping out new decks.
so I know a little bit of the backstory.
Okay. Make
so,
sure it's accurate.
it's a little accurate, and I'm not going to
Mhm.
spread any false information. But from what I understood, is once they noticed the problem, they stopped selling decks, and they told the people that own decks, stop riding that deck. Write it at your own safe. Write it at your own.
Risk,
at
I
your
guess.
own risk.
Yeah.
Don't ride it, but we're working on getting new decks. Please be patient. We had to fire our last people. We have to go through the whole new thing.
The whole
but
sample process
yeah,
again.
so
Ugh.
pretty much everybody's kind of held on to their own decks. That way, if they wanted to skate, they had the option.
Yeah.
But they were told by Defiant, like, hey, it's not. It's sorry,
That's-
but we're working on it, and it looks like they're getting boards out to new people.
They are.
So
I believe they've resolved their issue. They
Yeah.
got a black version, which I feel like
is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
this-
much better.
Once
I
you
think
go
they need
black-
to
Might have been
go.
where they should have
Once you
started.
go black, you
Oh,
never go back.
Oh
Sorry.
boy. I do think the black would sell much better.
It
I
looks
think
great,
so. This
dude.
board is a tough sell.
Okay.
For one, the U.S. company, us as a U.S. company, we like all of us.
Mhm.
We already all have also have our own struggles selling boards,
Mhm.
and I feel like the moment you pick a color like red, anybody who just doesn't like red, or anyone whose favorite color isn't red, is probably not interested in your board anymore.
A little
Yeah.
turned off.
So right, to the point where I would never buy a board that's bright red. I just
Yeah.
wouldn't do it. So that's
You
why
guys
like,
know I wouldn't.
Well, and you know,
I
what?
know
So
Jacob
speak-
hates red.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I love red, but I don't know if I could buy something that was so bright and red like that. Jacob hates red, and he would never buy something that's red.
Yep.
And so it's like there's a perfect thing where it's like it just makes your board too subjective.
And I
Right? Is that the right word?
agree that a lot of these companies, they've got to pick their branding and lean into it, right? So like Meepo, they're all orange, and X-Way is all orange, and like Backfire is kind of red, but they don't.
Purple,
but
they
that
have, like, a
doesn't
purple.
show
Yeah,
through
yeah.
into their product too much.
Yeah.
But they've kind of picked their colors and leaned into it. Whereas like for us, like we don't do color, we do
Black.
hues of
Mhm.
of natural
Well, we
tones
stained
or black or
yeah.
silver or anything like that,
Yeah.
because I know how polarizing colors can be.
Good word. There.
And,
polarizing.
and if you have an orange board and your favorite color is red, are you going to throw red accessories on your orange board?
not.
Not really. But if you've got a black board, now you can kit it out with as much
Yep.
colors as you want. And we kind of always say like everything's black, everything's boring. But I do think that's probably the best place to be,
It's a safe
because
place.
every single board we see on the road is customized in some way, somehow.
Yeah.
There's very few people riding it
Ace Tech
completely
hasn't
stock.
been scared to take a stab though.
No,
Yeah,
Ace Tech is gone for it.
But they're doing
Jeez.
like a very primary color.
very
It's red, it's
American.
blue, it's
very
right.
American.
And
You know,
it's
I was
on
about to say
pur-
that.
it's on
here's-
purpose.
Yeah,
Here's
it's gotta
my
be.
here's my question: do you think Defiant made the switch to black?
I don't
because
think
of
so.
that, or do you think it was probably a deck manufacturing process, and
think-
maybe that their deck builder only had black or would only do
I-
black?
could've.
Like,
I think
what do
they've
you
got
think it's-
both now.
It's
Okay.
just a
I
stain.
understood that they've done now two
Okay.
red decks. I believe their website still shows red decks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that black was like a one-off sample that they photographed on their Instagram.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, you can't buy that one. I could be wrong. You guys could go check on your
They
own
should
self.
they should do black and do red and see.
Yeah, hopefully this rectifies their
Yeah.
situation.
I
Yeah,
know.
they made a boo boo. Shit happens.
Oh,
it just
dude.
sucks that they made
Yeah.
it at that time where we were in the scene and like
Yep.
where they were with release and
It,
fucking.
it definitely sucks.
shit
I could.
happens sometimes.
There's a lot of pivoting going on over there. They're releasing belt drives. They're releasing.
The new
They're
wheels.
taking the DeVega off.
Uh-huh.
Like they're trying to, and I think they've kind of discovered that their board might be a little too expensive. It's
I
again
don't,
like
I don't think we're gonna see him this year at Eastgate Con. either.
no,
Really?
they have actually declined to come
Yeah.
to Eastgate Con
Wow.
this year in light of they had to really work on their product
They had
before
a
they
nice
came back.
red booth
Mhm.
last year.
They
They had
did.
a cool booth.
They did
Yeah,
have a cool
they
booth
had a
last
cool
year.
booth.
But I think they're realizing that their product might be not priced ideally. Like
Interesting.
so they're starting to take the gear drives out, take the DeVega out, and try to get that price
Mhm.
down. And it should work. They should sell a few more units that way, but it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they can figure it out as
They're still
another
using
U.S. company
Stormcore,
to
right?
another. They do have storm cores in their board still,
Yeah.
yeah, but they probably will for the foreseeable future until they burn through their stock.
Interesting.
All
Yeah,
right,
so it's-
next.
From one U.S. company to another, I hope they're doing okay with
Absolutely.
their deck shenanigans because
Yeah.
it sucks to have to deal with that. We've
Mhm.
dealt with stuff like that before, and it's terrible.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Eastgate.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, bro.
Dude,
Eastgate Con.
Eastgate Con.
Who's coming? Are you going, dog? If you're not,
So the next slide here, Jacob's got a list of all of our mostly all of our vendors. There's a handful.
I think it goes.
Oh,
here
just
and
kidding.
Then, and then
Okay,
one more.
hold on. So just reminder, Las Vegas, Nevada,
Making me
April
look
5th
bad.
through 7th. So if you're not here in Vegas on the 5th through the 7th, I don't know what you're doing, but you got to call in sick. You got to do something. You
Yep.
got a month to figure out what you're going to tell
41
your
days.
boss, bro.
Yep.
Can't blame it on family time because
Mhm.
Easter's the weekend before, so get
Yep.
all that out of the way.
Yep.
And you got me time.
You
then.
can do it. You can make it. I believe in you.
Mhm.
That you could do this trip cheap if you drive. If you
Yeah.
drive here and you stay in a cheaper hotel,
Well, dude,
you can do it cheap. You
the
can
guys
do it.
in San Diego, the Sickness Crew,
Yeah.
they're renting a massive house, and
Okay,
they've got
that's probably a good option.
100,
That's a good
$200
win.
Airbnb.
per person for a queen bed. So it's like
Hey,
if-
fit 4 homies in one bed. It's not weird, bro.
Yeah, right?
Hey, for
So-
Eastgate
I
Con
said-
week, nothing's off the
I
table.
said
Eastgate
4
Club.
twins. There's one king, bro. What the heck?
So I mean, if a group of people got together, they could do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop a tent in the back of their yard, right next to the swimming pool.
Right.
So I'm good.
Oh, yeah,
there we
dude.
go.
So, anyways, 5th through the 7th, be here, please, because this is the one time of the year that you get to see all the. Again, okay, next slide. You get to see all these companies in one
Bam,
place.
dude.
Look at all them, and there's still more to be added. So the couple
Yeah,
that
that's
are
not even
not
all of
on
them.
this list yet that I'm waiting for logos
Is
is
M-Boards coming?
yeah, Cloud Wheels is coming.
Uh-huh.
Lin Power will be here as
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
and there's a couple others that are
People-
about
I don't see
to.
Radium.
Radium is not 100% confirmed.
That's
yet.
right. That's
Okay.
right.
They are working on it. Though.
Yeah.
They are working on it. 90% chance that
Yeah.
Radium will be here as
Yeah,
well.
90, that's a good number.
There's a couple others that were in talks. They're trying to get logistics worked out. It's if you think it's expensive to get here as a person,
yeah.
try to get here as a business.
Uh-huh.
So props to all these guys who have figured out how to make the money work to get all their stuff out here to
Yeah.
Vegas and do the booth and connect with the community. Props to you guys.
Well, let's
And,
talk about the people that are on there that
yeah.
maybe a bunch of people might not know. Like, we're excited that we got new companies
We
that
got
cause
new.
people to go, well, who is that? You know,
Yeah.
like, not saying that they're unknown, but some people might not have heard of Mooney
First-
Eastgate or Cavity.
First off, shout out to China this year because they are
Yeah.
coming out
It's
in
tough.
full fucking force.
Yep.
I mean, almost every company, any like relevant company in China is
Mm-hmm.
coming out. I mean, we've got Meepo, X-Way, Backfire, On My Way, Propel,
Yeah.
Ace Deck. That's probably all of Ventus, but that's the bulk right there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's impressive.
Like, the big dogs are showing up.
yeah,
I
it's
don't know
impressive.
if I don't know if the if Evolve is showing up or not.
Evolve is not
It's
coming
not
this
showing
year.
up. Okay.
Nope.
No,
Well,
no bikes.
No,
Yeah,
that's
no.
what I thought. I thought bring out your bikes,
Yeah.
bring out the new Renegade,
Yeah.
but
They actually had new stuff this year, and then they
they
Yeah,
had new
and
stuff
then
and they
they
chose not to come.
It's
So
So,
yeah,
alright.
they were not. They didn't. They weren't feeling it this
So who are
year.
you most excited to see on this list?
M boards for sure. I'm just
It's
kidding.
not on the list.
What? M boards is
It
right
is.
it's
there.
over in the bottom left-hand corner, right next
there's
to
a camera in
board
my
bumpers,
way.
dude.
I got on.
I'm excited to see.
I want to see the jet board from Waterborns.
Yeah, I hope they bring that.
I hope they bring
I hope
that.
they bring that thing for sure. I'm excited what Shockboard Systems does. 'Cause I know he's working on some new stuff. I don't know if it'll
Mhm.
be done yet or not, but
He should be in shop
I
here in
am
a couple
exci-
weeks.
I'm excited to just not necessarily excited to see the companies, but I'm excited to see the people who have been emailing for
Yeah.
months and months and months. So
I want to ride the Lorenz this
It's
year.
always good to connect with Fabian from Monster again. Like
Yep.
he's always cool.
Yeah,
we,
Fabian's on
we
me.
do his fulfillment here, so
Mhm.
it's always
I wanna
nice.
see
Like
the
him.
new Mad Eastgate
What's-
trucks.
Yeah, Maddie is getting ready to drop a bunch of stuff. They're doing the wheels.
Yeah,
They're
I
doing
wanna
the
see
3 links with Mo from Stooge.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if they got like a rim that they're releasing with their race tire or what is going on, but
Yeah.
it's a tubeless slick, bro. So
I think it's
that's
just
like
a
really dope.
hub
Yeah.
with a Meepo tire.
Okay.
I don't think they're doing tires.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
at Meepo Tire, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, really excited to see the fellas at Mad Eastgate. I'm really excited to sit down and talk to Ace Tech.
Yeah, Ace
Dude,
Tech's
they
cool.
showed up and just made a big old splash in the scene.
Yeah,
And
they did.
you know, like we say, they're throwing darts at the board. Like, dude, where the hell are you getting all these
Yeah.
darts?
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
a lot
And
of
how
that's the
big is
thing.
and how big is your board, bro? Like, how many more darts you planning on
Yeah.
throwing, man? I want to say, like, honestly, props. I see you guys, respect it. I like
Yep.
what you guys are doing so far. I have not heard a bunch of bad things.
No,
You know,
Ace
like
Been out for a
there's
couple years, right?
yeah, they've only hit the scene for a couple years. You know, there's been
no,
a couple
they
not even
came
that,
out
year and
just
a half,
before
bro.
Eastgate Con last year.
Yeah.
year.
And they were
Oh,
a little
man.
too young. They were a
Brand
little
new.
too new to want to commit to coming out here. They almost came, but they just couldn't. It was too close of a. They couldn't figure it out. So
Yeah.
the logistics didn't work for them. They couldn't get their visas or whatever it was. But they've only been out for shortly. Clearly, there is some experience in the industry from the people who have ended up. I don't know where they all left from.
Mhm.
I'm sure like Scott probably knows
Mhm.
like where they all came from. But you know
Yeah, it's
how
all-
we pass around how
It is
we've
a pool.
acquired
Yeah,
Joe and
we
all
got-
that.
yeah.
They're doing the same thing out in China. So
Uh-huh. It's a pool. Everybody's swimming in a big lake,
Yep.
dude. And we're just going from little spot to the lake.
yep.
Just eating all the little
Um,
baby
And then Joe, so who's your favorite to see? You said Mad or
I mean, I'm excited to see everyone really.
okay? You don't have a
I
favorite.
wanna-
You don't have one that tickles you a little fancy.
I mean, no,
Okay,
no,
I could see Joe riding a backfire.
right?
no. I mean, no.
Joe really, yeah. Joe,
After building 150 boards, I want to build my. I'm riding my own board. I don't really trust
Mhm.
other people's stuff.
yeah,
You know, I mean, after seeing a lot of different issues, it's like if something happens to a board that I'm riding, it's my fault.
yeah.
Right.
And
Yep.
that's
Uh-huh.
yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to see all the companies.
I'm always excited to see Eric from Shred Lights too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, love that
he's-
dude.
He's
Yeah.
super
And he's
dope,
such a
bro.
cool guy.
And
Dude can skate too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
snowboard.
Dude, you
oh
want
my
to talk
God.
about somebody that can skate?
That's
Fabian can skate, bro.
Yeah,
Put
he
him on
can,
a
dude.
board, bro.
God damn.
Just start naming out tricks, dude. No problem. He's gonna hit it.
yeah.
So that's always fun to. I'm excited to just connect with
Mooney,
everybody.
Mooney e-skate, like
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
Yep.
last year I'd never even heard the guy name anything, and then he raced, won first place, and
You're
he's
right.
got a
He did.
prototype board. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see the board.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, that's like one of those one of the brands where it's like you see it and you're like, hold on, and then like you look and you start putting puzzle pieces together and you're like, oh shit, dude. All
Yep.
right.
Speaking of the race, we've got 5 slots left. So out of 150, we've
Cinco
sold
de Mayo,
145.
Cinco de
Did you
Lefto.
get your
So,
ticket yet?
Yeah, I bought my race ticket.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got his.
That's cool.
We've got 5 left, and
Uh-huh.
that's it. Like there's no exceptions. Like 150 is our absolute max. Like
Mhm.
we cannot accommodate anymore. Our system's ready to go for 150. Like we've been working on a lot of data stuff behind the scenes that
It's
150.
awesome.
This is it. Like
Well, and remember that we filled up to 100 real quick, and the people complained, and they were. Well, I don't want to say they complained, but they were like, "We need more race slots."
Dude, 2 days.
And then-
come on,
I mean,
Yeah,
we
and
sold
then-
out in 2 days.
Yeah,
That's
we sold
insane.
out in a couple days. So then you added 50 more slots, and we sold out like another
The first,
30.
The
and
first
like,
30 in a couple days,
Yeah.
and then the last we knew
it's
this.
been
The last
slowly
20
kind of trickling.
would go all the way to the end. But
Uh-huh.
I bet you 5 race slots. I bet you it'll be gone with a couple weeks left.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
This page has some very good information, by the way.
Okay, let's
General
go over it.
admission ticket is still needed to get
Oh,
into
yes.
the
Oh,
convention.
okay.
yes, sir.
So we're going to continue
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna
to
need a
just
general
remind,
admission
but
ticket,
yeah,
bro.
you gotta also have a gen admission ticket.
Yep.
And there's another little race note in there. Race is for e-skate only. You must have 4
4 wheels.
Hold on. How many wheels?
Four.
Okay.
4.
Four. Quattro.
So
Hold on. So I have a question.
Yep.
Am I allowed to ask this?
You go ahead. I
The
know you're gonna
fucking
ask.
the thing with the 3 wheels, dude.
It is
DQ.
no longer legal to race that within our race.
Okay.
It must be considered the official race rules. I'm not sure if we have language in there yet, but we need to write something along the lines of it must be widely considered a skateboard
Mm-hmm.
amongst the community. If you took random 10 people and said, "Is that a skateboard?" If 6 out of 10 of them would say yes, then we'll say okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Gotcha.
So that means like, and I know like you get like the crazy electric mountain boards. Like, yeah, we really left the skateboard. It's not really a skateboard anymore, right? But like we all can agree, it's it's e-skate, right? It's
And
the
that's
same
only
shit.
for the race. So
Only for the race. You
open
ride
track.
whatever you want, open track.
Yeah, yeah.
So electric bikes.
yeah, electric bike maybe.
But just
ish.
bikes.
EUCs.
If they are responsible, but
Okay.
we're gonna look at them with a harsher magnifying glass
So we're not going
because
to let 50 people on there with Surons and just
Yeah.
move
No,
around the track.
Yeah,
no
'cause they're gonna-
wheelies and tricks.
Yeah,
and all that.
dude. It's just a little hectic.
problem
Like,
is when you start mixing the PEVs, they all ride differently, and it's
Yes.
hard to like anticipate what each other are doing, and we're just gonna have
Mhm.
crashes and stuff.
Mhm.
So, and already there's gonna be 150 racers itching to be on that track at once.
Mhm.
It's gonna be too many racers.
Totally.
So we're trying to figure out how to make sure that doesn't get too crowded. I think it'd be a self-correcting issue. If it's too crowded, people will just get off of it.
Yeah.
What are we going to do for the exhibition race?
We're working on that still. We're in talks with a couple different options. So
Okay.
we may put it up to a vote. We may.
Yeah, we had one very early on, and they've
Backed
backed out,
out?
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think we can do something similar to it. But
Okay.
it'll probably
We're
be
just
our way.
we're trying to figure it out. But yeah, we'll do a single 10-person 5-lap race, and
All
it'll
for
be
fun.
it'll be
Yeah.
free.
Entertainment.
You'll win something silly or cool or whatever we can come up with, but some sort of exhibition, something.
Awesome.
So anyways, here is the map. If you guys haven't seen this, we've also
Damn.
so we haven't
Yes.
podcasted since we dropped the map.
Nope.
That's the longest of the track layout. That's what really tells how long it's been since a podcast episode. But here we're at the longest. The total length is a little more than a third of a mile, so it's a good chunk.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of distance here.
Yeah, there's several guys that have already set up the track, and they're like, I cannot believe how big the llama lot is.
It's huge. The llama lot's absolutely huge.
Yep.
The heat races are literally it's a mile race pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And the finals are a mile and a half. Like, it's a long race.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Listen, hit your squats for sure, dude. Get leg day
Yeah.
ready. I already had Dallas send me some pictures of where he sets up his track, and he's like, "I can't fit this in my area, bro." I
No.
was like, "Homie, break it up, 4 sections, dog."
Yeah.
And practice that snake corner we got over
That's
the top right
the
hand.
thing is about this track is
that's the hard part,
to
bro.
I've already seen people setting up cones in their cul-de-sac.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, pick a couple different turns, a couple sequences, and practice that over and over. You don't have to set the entire track up. Obviously, it's awesome if you can,
Yeah.
but in reality, you need to find the sections that you need to practice the most, like that weird we call it the intestine zone over there, the top right-hand corner.
The intestine zone.
You know, that large intestine over there, you want to practice that one. I think
Yeah.
that's a really important one.
Mhm.
Do you need to practice going 160 feet in a straight line?
And stopping.
Potentially,
Yeah.
but maybe not. You know, if you're Morgan Brady, no.
Yeah, Morgan flew through that corner at like 23.
If you're Morgan
25,
Brady, he
21.
probably doesn't even have to practice and roll in place very
Yeah.
well.
Dude, he sent me pictures of his line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the areas that
dude.
he's going to be passing
Yep.
in. And I'm like, that was
Uh,
5 minutes after he posted the freaking track. dude.
Yeah, dude. That's something I'm really, really excited to see. Is the competition this year is going to be very, very difficult. Like, I'm really, really. I hope that all the races are clean because I really want to know who wins it. Hopefully everyone's gear works well. I'd hate to see anyone drop out for like technical issues
Mhm.
because I really want to see the best of the best
Yeah.
go head to head in that pro final. So, anyways,
What's the board setup look like for this?
it's not going to be a top speed type of deal. Like, you
Don't
know,
think so, dude. It's gonna be torque. You're gonna be you're gonna need bottom and mid
you
range
want
power,
you
bro.
want to be able to blast out of those corners
Yep.
as best you can.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, are you really going to hit 40 miles an hour at 160 feet? Probably not. You're going to have to stop that.
Yeah.
By the time you hit 120 feet, you're going to have to be slamming on those brakes.
I feel like anything on 3 links will probably have a little bit better advantage coming into corners and going through them. And
Yep.
then the next one will be DKPs, of course. And then I don't know, Josh was keeping up with me on the mini track, and he was on channel trucks, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that really leads me to believe that this isn't just a DKP 3-link truck track.
No,
You can hit this track for sure, and
So,
anything and everything.
the minimum track width, and is 20 feet, and a lot of those at 20 feet is on some of the straights, like underneath the finish line is 20 feet. But some of these corners, it gets.
Yeah.
25.
We try to bank them out as wide as they'll go. Honestly, well, if once we get there, we're gonna take all those corners and widen them out as much as we can. Obviously, there's gonna be some corners that we physically don't have the room. We won't be able to do it. But as far as the best we can do, we'll make it as wide as possible. So that way, there's no, people struggling to get around some of these tight corners. I mean, we know what we did here, but it would be nice, if
It's
someone who
wide, so
has
you
to
can go around the
can
outside.
hit the outside and
Yeah.
still maintain a
Yep, for sure, dude. It'll.
plausible line without having to hop off their board.
Yeah, we had Tucker and Fez both say that they're excited, and it's going to cause some really good racing. It's not
Yeah.
just going to be one and then another, dude. It'll be good quality skills racing, bro. This will bring out the skills.
Absolutely. And we have here's kind of our floor, like our map,
plan.
general floor plan here.
Okay.
And now, obviously, subject to change. There's a plan, and then there's what happens in reality. So this is what we're planning on doing. Obviously, if we get there and there's a giant hole in the ground that wasn't there the week before, we're going to have to make changes. However, here's generally what's going on. So there's a handful of booths already selected. We're still waiting we're starting the process of going through our booths. So our booths there, Meepo's our gold sponsor, so they got first dibs. So again, shout out to Meepo for sponsoring EaseCakeCon.
Yeah.
And then we've got Hoyt in the Metro van, which is like kind of the only spot we can fit them because of their van.
Yeah, we can't put a van up by the main stage
We
and
can't
block the track.
Yeah, so I think they're gonna like it right there because they'll have plenty of space.
Yeah.
If I know them from the spots that they've went with in previous years, I feel like they've always liked kind of outskirt, like have plenty of space, have their boards all laid out on the ground. So I think they're gonna be good there. Otherwise, they can park wherever they want, I guess, aside from, I mean, can't be on any of the booth spots, but they'll figure it out. I'm not worried. They're smart over there. They'll find a good spot. But that's kind of where I have them. But we've got the racing staging area, kind of in that little big U area there. So that's kind of
Small
where.
part of the intestine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only for
Okay.
race staging.
The butt
And
So
then
that yeah.
Yeah.
we
So
will
you got to
have
be
an
a
entrance right at that area,
Yeah.
but you cannot get through there
Uh-huh.
during
Yep.
So
open
we'll
track.
we have special badges for racers,
No.
right? So that they know they can be in that area.
So
they have their,
they have their bib.
Bib.
They have
Okay,
bib,
yeah, the
yeah.
bib will be the bass. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And they don't have to wear their GA badge. They can take that off.
Yeah, because that
Um,
shit kind of slaps you.
They
when you're
shouldn't
riding,
race with
bro.
it on, honestly.
Yeah.
They need to put it on once they're off the track. I mean, once they're done racing, like they should have it on for open track stuff like that. They
Yeah.
should try to wear it. So
Just
that
don't
way none
lose
of our
it.
security people bother them.
Yeah.
But
Or just keep it in your pocket. If you're a racer,
Yeah.
keep it in your pocket and just have it on you at all times.
Yep.
That way security doesn't hassle you and make you go over to the front and pull up your name and make
Right.
sure that you are who you are and you're supposed
Yep.
to be, because we will have security there this year.
Got Debo on security.
Yeah.
we do. We have to. We need
Yep.
the city, man. They get wild.
Yeah,
every year.
they have very strict policies and procedures set in
Yep.
place to prevent any nonsense from happening with their permits. And the main thing is no alcohol.
Yeah, that's another one.
So sorry, guys. Do not bring any alcohol into the event. You have plenty of time to drink afterwards.
So here's a good example of where the start line is versus the finish.
Mhm.
We start everybody a little bit farther away from the finish so that their time starts as they cross the finish. So that'd be cool. So when you do your qualifiers, you'll start, I think it's like 30 or 40 feet back, and we'll tell you go, and then your time starts as soon as you cross the line, and then you get as much time as you can get in about the slot's 4 minutes long. You'll get about
3.5
3 minutes or so of actual riding time because of just the transition period to get you on and off, which is great because then we're thinking you can get at least 4 laps in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If not, and if you're quicker, you probably get 5 or 6. It just depends.
Yeah, I think at some point we're gonna have a cutoff. So I think if the guy in first is going that fast, like at lap 5, we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
When he's at lap 5, we're done.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
His
So,
leg
but
is
if
shot.
you're pulling 1.5 lap times, you're gonna get 2.
Yeah.
But at that point, though, you're having 1 or 2 hot laps probably isn't gonna make much of a difference,
Totally.
anyways.
Mhm.
The novice guys they're split by larger sections of time than the top pro guys. So
Yeah.
like giving the pros 1 hot lap kind of sucks, but when you're a novice and you're first time racing, your time might fluctuate a couple seconds, sure, but you're spread out so much where it's really not going to affect how you place.
Yeah.
So anyways, I feel like that's a pretty fair way of doing it.
Mhm.
You will have to share the track with 3 other people, but
That's
the track's big. Again, it's a third of a mile long.
And
So
are all these vendor spots taken, or is there some
every
still-
single
Yeah.
one of those booths should be full.
No way.
Woo-wee.
So there's 55 or 54 slots there, and they should all be taken because we've got a lot of
Wow.
booths that are doubles, quads. It's a lot. So we'll see when it all shakes out, but yeah, they should all be taken. So it's gonna be pretty. We want it to be full. We want it to be close together.
Yep.
We want people to be able to see everything. So there's plenty of room for people to be. That's not right there in the middle. If they want to watch watch the race on the outskirts, they're welcome to do that.
Mhm.
But I want it to be like a busy CES vibe in there, and I think that will do it for us. So
Got the music going.
yeah. So continuing on with the planning and all that, last weekend we did our mock Eastgate Con race.
We did. It was a
So-
little tight.
Yeah, so there's me and Joe chilling. I am super burned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
in that
got
picture.
red that day, bro.
Yeah, I was burned, man.
Gave
It
you
was
my
only like
hat.
65 degrees, but the sun was beating on me. I didn't
Yeah.
even feel it until
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah, we attempted to go to the llama lot, but then they had a
They had a parade
Chinese
going.
New Year
Going
parade
on.
going, and they said, "Sorry guys, any other day you'd be fine, but
Yeah.
not today."
So anyways, so we went to our plan B. No worries. We set up our truss system, and first of all, the truss is awesome.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so much nicer. It's 10 feet tall. Like you cross underneath it with tons of space.
Mhm.
It actually, I believe, detects better
Yes.
because we're farther and the beam's wider.
Yep.
So it's actually because I was worried we might detect worse because it's the distance is farther,
Yeah.
but it's actually so much better. We did not miss, aside from a couple issues that I'll discuss in a
We'll talk
minute.
about that. Yeah,
We
yeah,
did
yeah.
not miss a single scan the entire time.
No.
Okay, now moving on to the issue we
Yeah.
have. Aside from anybody who's wearing a carbon fiber helmet.
Dude, that was weird.
And hold on, don't freak out yet. It's going to be okay. Don't work out. Rux was going through.
no,
No,
Ruts.
Fest.
Sorry,
Fez.
Fest.
Fez.
Sorry, my bad. We were
Right
talking
there.
about
That dude
Rux
right
earlier.
there.
Fest was going through.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, get my
He's not
names
on the
mixed up.
screen. Sorry, I'm gonna
You're
put
right.
him back on
Yes,
the screen.
Fest was going through, and he's a
Cooks
fast guy.
fast.
Cooks through, and he goes, and we didn't get him. I'm like, there's
What?
no way that we
He's going
missed
that
him from his
fast, yeah.
speed because like we were taking these tags and throwing them through the the sensors
Yep.
at much faster than we be riding.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way he's going that fast. James went through there at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
We caught him every time. So we're like, what the hell? So then he goes by and I said, hey, go through there like 5 miles an hour. He goes through 5 miles an hour. Nothing. We're like, what the fuck? So we're looking through it. We could not figure it out. So we said that tag just must be fucked up. It must have something's wrong with it. So he's standing there, and the moment he peels it off his helmet,
Triggered.
beep, it scans it. We're like, what the heck? So we try to figure things out and
Walk through the thing with it raised up off of it. It
take
went
the helmet
through.
off and walk through, put it right up against the sensor. Nothing.
You guys
Nothing.
look like a bunch of idiots.
We're looking
Yeah.
like a bunch of idiots, honestly. Like, why isn't
I'm
this
like,
scanning?
what the hell are these
Yeah.
guys doing?
Yeah.
So
They're
then
like speeding by at 35 miles an hour, and Mike's just standing in the middle holding up the fucking sensor in the air. I'm like, "Yeah, there's a guy coming, bro.
yeah. So we finally figure maybe it's the material
Well, he
the
had
helmet's
a
made
Rule
out of.
Yes. helmet.
Yes.
And so they have the Bluetooth that's in there.
Yes.
And then they had like the little sensor thing that's on that. So we were like, maybe it's Bluetooth, RFID, we don't know. And then we found out that there was another guy that had a carbon fiber helmet. Actually, no, we moved the sensor onto his
visor.
His visor trigger. I mean, it
Worked
went right-
immediately.
Yeah.
So
that was
he was
my
riding with
suggestion.
his visor down, like
Yeah.
his visor, instead of it being down over his eyes, he had it flipped up over his head.
Yep.
So he just put it directly on his visor, and now it's like a 1/4 inch above his helmet on plastic, and it worked immediately.
Yep.
So we're like, awesome, that's a good solution, except for anyone who wants to ride with their thing closed.
Correct.
Then it's going to be literally in between their eyes or covering their
It
eyeballs.
was like the Fig Newton sticker.
So we're like, so that does it. So I said, good news is we've figured that out. So then we found another guy with a carbon fiber helmet.
Yep.
Same exact issue. We moved it. It wasn't working. Immediately peel it off. Put it on his visor. Started working right away again.
Yep.
So we're like, okay, this is good. So literally, the solution is either it'll be a piece of foam or a 3D printed little piece of plastic or something that we just have to put on your helmet and then put the tag.
Yep.
No problem at all. We'll have a handful of those at the event. If your helmet is carbon, we'll put that on there.
Mhm.
If it's not, you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
And now most people won't have a carbon helmet, but a lot of them will. The higher up racers will have them. The novice guys probably won't.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
It was better to
I'm
find that out on
so
Saturday.
thankful we had that issue on mock race day, and this is exactly why we wanted to do a race day.
Yep.
Is to find issues like that, because had that happened on race day, we would have been scratching our
Well, dude,
heads.
the two guys that we had the issues with,
Yeah,
their helmets came from LA.
I know.
So if they wouldn't have came out, we still
right,
wouldn't
we
have found
still
it.
wouldn't have found it.
Yep. So,
So now the
shout
good
out
news
to the LA
is-
homies for coming through.
Yes.
The good news is we'll be able to test this again using, like, honestly, our endurance carbon fiber lids.
Yep.
We'll be able to test this here and figure out the best way. I honestly think taking a 1/4 inch piece of foam and then putting the tag on that and then sticking that whole thing to their helmet is going to fix
Little
it
mohawks,
immediately.
man. Little mohawks.
So
Mm.
again, it is what it is. If you're between two helmets, maybe leave the carbon one at home. So but it's okay. It doesn't matter what they ride.
Yep.
We'll make it happen. I would say probably be best to know what your helmet is made out of, so we can address the issue ahead of time instead of having to pull you off the track and fix it and then put you back on.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, super happy that we discovered that, because that was very, very helpful
Yeah.
to know. Otherwise though, software was great. Like Jacob, your wife, killed it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So she's already learned the software very well. Software is not hard to use. It's just they put the buttons in stupid places. So it's
Yeah.
just remembering where the buttons are, but it'll be fine.
I think what's cool about this program is that it seems to be simple enough that, we've had this idea of continuing races in other areas doing these types of races. So maybe we can use this for other communities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they actually set a race up, here you go. It's $500. Run it for the weekend. We'll
Yep.
tell you how to run it. And
Yeah, like
about-
I'm happy to rent this out to the AVS race, and if they want to have timing, they can do it.
the more we
Whatever.
use the same thing over and over and over, the easier all this is going to get.
Yeah.
In the long run. So.
Yep. So I'm hoping that the system gets just easy. Like the system was expensive, so I'm hoping we get to use it and hopefully help it pay for itself. The good news is once we use it this year, it's paid for.
Yeah.
I
Did
guess.
we have any other hiccups on Saturday?
No, it was just finding a location to be, and then the only issue other than that was the carbon fiber helmets. Everything, the best part is, like, all the settings and all the data is already input into the computer. So you just plug it all together. Everything connects right away. It's like, it was so
You
smooth.
saw some of the times; they were very close.
I got fifth.
Yep.
That was good.
Yep. Yeah, they were close.
I had Law giving me a run for my money on his EUC.
Yep. So we've found that the timing system is as accurate as 0.01 seconds at the best, and at worst is the same margin of error as somebody with a stopwatch, which is what we've timed all the races previously, which is what all the races are currently timed at.
Yep.
So
we'll have better time
it's
in this
accurate
year.
enough. It's
We're
accurate
talking
enough.
tenths of a second.
Yeah.
And in the reality, the qualifying, although it's very important, the qualifying is more to get you in your right class.
Right.
You know, from there, I mean, the class is small enough. You could win it from last place. I mean, it's possible.
Yep.
Yeah. Morgan Brady was in the last for one of the qualifying type deals, and he passed every single one.
Like
of
only
us
for one lap.
before,
Yeah.
A third of a lap. Half a lap later,
I
he's
didn't even
first
put
in.
it as he passed, but I was like, "Fuck you, bro."
Well, and that's because we weren't grouping. Right? Didn't we not group those guys by then? Or had we
No.
already
So
grouped them?
it was heat 1. You get seated
Yeah.
fastest to slowest, and then heat 2 we
you
reverse you.
swapped them.
So that way it levels it out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
It gives the people in the back a chance to maybe increase their points. But in reality, when you've got a racer like Morgan, it doesn't matter. He's
Yeah.
going from last to
To
first
first.
in a half a lap.
Right.
And that's where like the racing comes in. Like if you throw everybody first, like fastest to slowest, seated that way, there may not be any passing because they're
Should be
all
the same people,
technically
yeah.
should fall in line with their same times ish. So but then when you shuffle them like that, that's when that second round gets real spicy.
What's going to be really exciting is all the Australian dudes that we have coming here, and we have no idea how these dudes
no
race, bro.
idea.
We don't have any, we know Dylan Bell can fucking skate. We know that, bro. But there's like Taz who's fast, bro.
Yep.
And like, what if he comes over here and just decimates our
He's
American
already
homies,
set up,
bro?
He's already set up the track.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yep.
If he comes over and wins, I might just move back to. I'm gonna
Dude,
move to Australia.
I have to root for him. It's like Olympics, man. You
Yeah,
got to
no,
root
I
for your
got to,
Americans,
yeah.
man.
I want
it's crazy.
to. Yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for Morgan for sure.
Yeah,
for this year.
I just
But
want,
I want Taz to come in and be a little bit faster so we can see like
Oh,
Brady.
yeah.
Like, I mean, Mario's great.
I want to
bro.
see a good race, regardless of
Nobody's
whoever
talking
wins.
about Mario, man. He's
Well,
like the
Mario's
underdog.
Oh,
great.
dude, Mario could take it any time too.
Mario is great, but his racing style, I don't know if it's conducive to what's going to be fast in the Eastgate Con race.
We'll see.
Like
yeah.
the sliding and everything, bro, is fast, but it's too unpredictable. You're asking to bring in too many variables
Okay.
into the equation to keep it fast. Brady keeps locked in one position, bends, and he's focused on. He's not sliding. It's smooth and it's controlled.
Hey,
He's adding no unpredictability to his race except
And-
for the pavement.
Right, and no shade or anything to Mario. The only reason why Morgan gets
Yeah.
brought up is he's back to back.
Yeah,
time.
and I was rooting for Mario last year, bro.
Dude, Mario
Yeah.
put up a
That's
great
Mario's
race.
the
That
homie.
battle
Hold on,
between
hold
them
on.
was
Yeah.
insane.
Mario's the homie too, bro.
But hold on, Tucker.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Tucker.
Tucker on Saturday
Yeah.
blew out of the
Woo.
water.
Yeah,
I did not expect to see him fucking do that
But
good,
then you
bro.
have Reggie in San Diego as well, and you
Who's
have
getting really
Rux.
good.
And so you
yeah.
have all these guys that are just. Doing
I say
intro to speeds.
say
It's gonna
after
be
this,
crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have
after
really
this
good
Eastgate
racing.
Con, we need to put out like an official ranking,
Okay.
and we'll just claim it, and we say
well, we're the
here's-
best. We're the best
here's
position
the,
to do
we're
it.
the only ones that can actually like probably throw this down, and if
Mhm.
anybody else wants to get on board, then they can try to do something.
Mhm.
But I think this would be a great way to say like, all right, here it is. Here is
Yeah.
1 through 10 in the world, the way
Yep.
that we see it, basis our race. The
right.
T races,
Eastgate Con.
they need to do it somewhere else. Like have
Yeah.
a championship for T races and have
Absolutely.
everybody show up. Either that or we're gonna do it.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do
I'm
it.
actually
Ooh, that's
2020
We can throw in a
2025.
T race.
Yeah, let's do that because 2025 we'll have two
two
tracks, and we
tracks.
can
Kinda.
easily add a T
Yes.
race into
Kinda
that
cool.
too.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So yes, very excited to see this massive pool of really good riders, bro. Because Joe was completely right. There are so many other riders that we really don't talk about, dude, that can easily have a chance to
Look at
win.
Mooney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one knew anything about him, and
Uh-huh.
then he just showed up and won.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I mean, Drew,
He
never
took
raced.
he
and
took he took Sportsman, right?
Yeah.
When he went to
Yeah.
Sportsman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew
By like
took
3 laps.
novice.
Drew was third.
Well,
Did Drew win?
Drew
Drew
took
won.
second.
No, he's second.
No, Drew
Second.
took second.
Second.
Amelia won.
Yes.
And I can't remember who took third. And then let's see, Mooney won first. James Titus took second, I believe, and then I can't remember who won third.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I know it was Morgan, Mario, and
We need to-
Fez.
We need to put a results page on Eastgate Con with each of the years and all the times and everything. Yeah, we need to do that. Year
The
one was
Eastgate Con
year
Cup.
one was almost like a write off. Like I almost don't even want to consider that as any sort of official results of any kind.
Okay.
It's because
It
like
was the start of it, dude.
I
It
don't
was
even
like-
remember much of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's all blur.
I remember the windy bullshit that we had to deal
Yeah.
with.
I cried after that event, dude, because it was like the event happened
Uh-huh.
and it was successful
Yeah.
and it worked and people were happy and like it just felt all the pressure immediately was like, okay,
See, that's
Yeah.
how it
It's all
was
over.
for me for year 2. Year 2, when me and you were taking down the track,
yeah,
like standing over in the corner, bro, and like looking around, and, like we did
We
it.
just-
We did it, dude.
we-
Yeah, like
yeah, we
that's
did
when it hit
something
me,
big.
and I was like, "Oh, fucking
Dude, I'm
love
getting
you,
the
bro.
chills again, dude.
Fucking give me a hug, man.
Oh,
Fuck,
man.
kiss me on the cheek too, motherfucker."
we just spend so much time on this event every year, so
Yeah.
it's just like
Lot of
so
work.
much effort.
But the community appreciates it, dude.
It
and that's
does.
what
It,
we're
we,
doing it for.
you know what they do, and they tell us that every day.
Yep.
And it's certainly worth it because again, it's certainly not a big money maker, but it
And I want to give a shout out to the race crew. That's
yeah,
helping me this year.
you assembled a pretty good crew, man.
Everyone
Uh-huh.
showed up,
Yeah, everyone did.
and even Anthony broke his fucking leg.
He's in a
Yeah.
wheelchair right
Tib
now.
Wheelchair,
and
and he
Tib
was there.
and Fib showed up, bro.
So I mean, I want to give a shout out to those
Mhm.
guys, and I'm stoked to work with them.
Yep.
And on the back end, we're doing a massive thing we can't talk about on the
Oh,
screen and
yeah.
everything else. But
Oh,
this is legit, like
Huh?
F1 style, legit timing system.
Yeah.
The full
The
9
data is
yards.
going to be good,
It's
guys. You're going to be
awesome.
excited about it.
Yep.
And full disclosure for everybody, normally Joe is cool, but when he is on the clock at Eastgate Con as a
Dude.
race director, he's been given full permission from the big homie Mike himself that
We're-
he has to be very strict.
We're gonna give him
by
a paddle.
the book, dude.
We're giving him a
So
paddle so
Joe
he can
might not
spank
be very
everybody.
nice. He might be
Yeah.
a little very
Maybe
stern.
maybe Joe needs like a souped up
I had-
gel blaster.
I had to
Something.
I had to
Ooh,
tell someone
right,
the other
dude?
day, man. I was like, man, I'm so sorry if I'm being an asshole or anything.
Yeah.
It's nothing intentional, nothing personal.
Mhm.
But when my mind gets focused on something, that's it.
Yeah.
And you're a number to me at that time.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
I
At,
don't
at
care
that,
who
in
you
that
are.
moment, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tried
so-
to be very annoying
He
last
was,
weekend.
and I was.
Yeah,
I
and I was
wasn't
trying
happy.
to.
Yeah, I was just trying to be annoying.
I
That's
tried
no,
to.
that's
dude.
And he just nope, stop talking. I was
Yeah.
like, God, screw you, bro.
But,
I mean,
that's-
Oh yeah, no, it was cool.
I'm focused.
That's how it's.
I did
That's
all
how it's supposed to be because the dude that's running the shit is not there to be your friend. He's there to make sure that we
Yeah.
get from A to B smoothly.
There's too many
That's
people
it.
now.
I'll
It
give you
affects
guys-
too many
I'll
people.
give you guys a hard time. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna joke with you and have fun. I
Mhm.
mean, that's the way I am. But at the end of the day, we need to have a safe
Yes.
race, and everyone needs to enjoy themselves.
Yep.
And
Everyone needs to get their money's worth
Yeah,
because we, you know,
Because you're spending a couple
spending
dollars
a
to get
lot
here.
of money. Yeah.
a couple dollars.
Yeah. Just a few.
You're spending a couple dollars to
Okay.
get here, dude.
Okay.
Oh, that couple dollars followed by a couple zeros also.
Yeah, really. Yeah, so yeah, at the end of the day though, the race has to go well for everybody, all 150, whether you're the number one in the world or your first time out on a board that, you know, you just got 2 weeks ago. Like
Yep.
Mhm.
but whoever you're racing, it has to go well. So we have to be kind of sticklers about it. And even if you are new, like like it's a serious race.
Yeah.
Even though that bottom novice class is like it's a good time. It's not so crazy, but you got to be there on time. You got to do your qualifiers. You got to do all the things you're supposed to do as if you are a pro.
If
Yep.
you're not there when they say racing, going, qualifying, if you're not there, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
Right, Joe?
here's what we decided today. If you miss your qualifier time,
Mm-hmm.
there's a penalty.
Ooh.
So you'll
But
need,
it's not that the end of the world. So if you're not there to race and do your qualifying, you're shot to the very end of the day.
Yep.
And at the very end of the day, instead of you getting 4 minutes or 3.5 minutes, you get 2 minutes. If you only get 1 or 2 laps, that's your qualifying time. So
Yep.
you do not want to miss your qualifying time. It's going to be posted the way that we have it on the screen. If you can't look at a screen and get this handled, that's on you.
Right.
I mean, and the way we're making it this year is stupid proof.
it
There we
should
go.
be. Should be.
So,
Kiss. Keep it stupid simple.
Keep it.
That's not right, sir.
That's not what they say.
Keep it
Kiss.
simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
I thought you said keep it stupid, simple.
That's
No.
it. You
Did I?
Yeah.
You know what
Run
the
it back,
you,
run it back.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Rewind. Hold on, dude.
I might screw
what
up
I
this
meant,
thing
dog.
over here,
All
but
right,
I
dude.
know what I'm hearing.
Sorry, bro. It's the other way around. You almost had it, but not quite.
You got me.
That's good.
And M Boards has several things we're releasing at Eastgate Con.
Yeah,
Really?
dude. So excited.
Any secrets?
Yes, I have some on my board.
I
right
have
now.
a lot of
Oh,
secrets.
you got
You know, it's one thing we don't really touch on, but while you're there, vendors do have the opportunity, and you have the opportunity to buy
Yeah.
things, right? So we have encouraged vendors to bring small items. You know, if they can bring a handful of boards, great. But while you're there, support these guys.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna pay. You're probably gonna get a discount for buying
Yeah.
something while you're here. So
Yep.
this is the time to.
They don't
do it.
want to go home with it.
They don't
I'll-
want to go
I'll
home
give you
with
that.
this crap,
Dude,
man.
I walked
So,
over.
like,
I walked over to the Mad Tent, and Brian hooked me up with a set of wheels for like fucking $35, bro. I
I'm
was
not,
like,
I'm not saying
yeah.
you know swap meet, wheel and deal these
No,
guys.
no, no,
'cause-
no,
'cause
don't do
this,
that.
You know,
No.
But just go. They're going to take care of you guys. There's usually promotions they're doing during that week. So if you don't want to spend your money, anywhere else on gambling or drinking, like
Spend it on
give it
e-skates.
to these dudes, man, because otherwise they're not going to come back.
Yeah.
They're
I
gonna
mean,
stop coming back.
the idea of the event is not to become the e-skate or the e-skate swap meet. So we do encourage businesses to try to not it's not a pop-up shop, right?
Yeah.
It's an exhibit. You're supposed to show everything. So, but they will try to a lot, especially the international ones. They're gonna try to dump all their product while they're here because they don't want to have to ship it all back to China. So
you should be able to buy tires and hubs and if a remote control if yours crashes or whatever. Like
right,
those things will be available, hardware, things like that. But
right,
just support those guys while they're here.
Well, please, yeah, definitely. I mean, you should come prepared though. Also, don't depend on it because you never know. But
all we can say is we will be rolling on something fun.
Oh.
I wonder what that
You
means.
dropped some sprinkles.
Doesn't mean shit.
Nobody knows, bro.
So much.
I know.
Listen, it's just provocative.
me,
It gets the
just
people
making it
going,
up.
dog.
Just planting the seed.
But yes, hopefully eSkateCon becomes that time where companies drop a secret. Where it's like they've been working on some shit and they come to eSkateCon and you get to go to a booth and
it's
you
a
see 4 or
perfect
5
time.
companies to drop some brand new shit.
It's the perfect time to do it. It's the start of the spring season or the warm weather.
We're gonna have beautiful weather for
Perfect time to
eSkateCon
do
this
it.
year, dog. It'll be perfect.
Ooh,
Yeah, what do
yeah.
you think the weather's going to be this year
I think it's gonna be hot.
I think it's gonna be beautiful.
compared to years before?
I think it's-
Year one was hot.
year
hot.
1 was warm. Year 2 was a little windy. Year 3 we're probably gonna be in the high 80s.
Middles?
Say we're already in the 60s.
Yeah, we'll be in the 70s next.
we hit
week after our cold-
71 last week.
Yeah, we'll hit 70s again
So
after this next cold snap.
Mid-80s?
Maybe one more good little cold spell, but
Yeah, mid 80s to the we'll probably
Ooh,
touch the 90s.
I don't know about that.
And you guys dropped
think
the
high 70s.
group ride list the other day.
Oh
correct?
man, that was the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
thing
dang.
that didn't end up in the.
We'll put it on the
thing.
next show, but we can at least
What,
cover
here,
what we've got. So
I'll,
Red list?
I will.
what's that? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the list here is April 3rd, which is Wednesday at
Yeah.
7 p.m. We're all meeting downtown at it's a
Berlin.
parking lot downtown.
Okay.
It's the address is on Instagram. If you're not following the eSkate on Instagram, I definitely
Is that the
recommend
next
doing
We're
that.
going to
Wednesday?
is that Berlin bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't miss the parking
There's
lot.
a parking lot
It's
there.
huge.
It's the
Just
parking
park.
lot.
You'll see everybody.
April 3rd, we're meeting at 7 p.m. We're rolling out 7:30.
Mhm.
It'll be about 15-ish miles
Yep.
mostly downtown. It's not the big Vegas ride. It's like a welcome ride for anyone
Yeah.
who's in here
We
early.
usually do a tag along
We're
with
gonna go
somebody
hang
else.
out downtown. We'll do the side roads. We'll just cruise
lot
the
of
Arts
one-way
District.
streets.
Yeah, keep it chill.
Mhm.
April 4th at 1:30 p.m. We're meeting at the Red Rock.
That's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday, April 4th. Yep, we're meeting for
Who-
Red Rock.
Who are we gonna have representing to lead that? Because I know most of us will be not available.
we
know
James,
what?
is that gonna be
We-
you?
I would love to, or we need Joe to, but I mean,
I think it'll
Either-
be. I think it'll
either
be you
I
'cause
don't.
Yeah.
Joe will not be available because we'll
Yeah.
be in the middle
So
of.
James will lead
track
that one at Red Rock.
mhm.
Yep. Someone we'll make sure someone's there.
Yeah, I'll
but
probably be there. It's
but
that's a good one.
98.7%.
You can ride things
yeah.
there. You can
Well,
can take anything you want as long as it needs to go at least 15 miles, or else you're gonna get a tow.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So
That's the
that
only
that
rule.
Gotta
ride's
go
like
15 miles.
16 miles, I think.
Well,
it's
it's
it'll
15.
technically be 17 to complete the entire loop.
Uh-huh.
But you get a lot of mileage on the way down.
Yeah.
The problem is you eat it up on the way
Wait,
up.
Yeah.
The first
So
half you
like
eat it.
you'll
and
go
this-
3 miles and eat 35-40% of your
Yeah.
battery, and you'll go, oh shit, I
fuck.
got 14 miles to go. There's no way.
Yeah.
and then you get done and you still have 30% left.
Yeah,
You're
it's
like, how
such
did
a
I
trip,
just
bro.
how did I just do
It's
that? Like
such a
this
trip.
doesn't add up. So
So that one rolls at 2 p.m. and then nothing on Friday. Everyone's
Why
like, "What
is
about
that?
Friday? What about Friday?"
because we have
Go
an event.
enjoy Vegas, man.
Right, you're in
Yeah.
Vegas,
Friday-
have fun.
And we
Fri-
figured everybody would just go ride with the homies,
Go-
just do their own
There's-
thing.
Go
uh-huh.
do Vegas. You can go participate in the Vegas economy, whatever you would
Yes,
like
please
to
Put
do.
your own
do.
group ride together.
Yeah,
Go
there's
do
the
you guys are all-
wetlands
Go
out
do
there.
small
Yeah,
individual
awesome.
group rides. Go see a show.
Yeah.
Go have dinner.
Yeah.
Sleep because you got heat races the next
Yeah.
day. Whatever
Hang
the
out
case
with
may
everybody
be.
that's in town.
Just
Go
be
do that.
respectful when you guys are out there because
Yep.
you're representing an entire group. Now.
Yeah, and
You
don't
know?
get violent with
Leave the locals
people.
alone. Just
yeah,
go out,
leave the
skate,
locals
and
alone,
enjoy
dude,
it, you
because
know?
you will get your ass whooped. Fucking
Yeah.
around
And the
down
cops
street,
are watching
bro.
right now, so
Uh-huh.
it's
And then-
just one of those things, unfortunately.
And then Saturday, April 6th, that's the big one.
Mhm.
That's the big one that people will get, it'll get wild.
So
So,
you're saying big? Like how big are we talking?
I mean,
here?
last
We
year
had
one,
800 riders.
Think of year one where we didn't even have that many people at our event,
Mhm.
and that shit was
Oh my
hundreds
God,
deep.
That strip was mobbed.
I didn't even go last year. I was I had to go to sleep because I had been up for 20 hours or something. And
So each year we went like all the way down to the Vegas Strip. Someone got injured. Last year we went all the way down to T-Mobile.
year one, somebody died and was revived on the
Yes.
table.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
crazy.
So we don't.
And so year
forget about
three,
that.
We're not going that far.
Year 2, we got booted out of T-Mobile,
We're-
but that
yeah,
wasn't
so
that bad. I
year t-
expected that.
So I want to show everyone the Sphere.
Yeah, this year it's gonna be downtown. We're gonna dip onto the Strip for
A little
brief,
through the stratosphere
Brief.
up to the win,
Yep.
and then we pop off into
enough
the
where you
sphere.
get that like, wow, we're on the Strip, and then we're gonna get off because it's honestly it's not
It's a
the
bit-
safest ride
It's
ever.
not safe, and the cops don't like it.
Cops
Oh, yeah.
really don't like it, and they have every right to be upset about it
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
we blow up that whole strip.
Yep.
There's traffic down there for
Oh,
the
it
rest
is.
of the night
Yeah.
because
We're
of
gonna
it
make a
all.
left-hand turn. That's not gonna be. We may have to look into like a
Right.
right and then go like
Yeah.
straight
circle
through the
back
light.
up and
Yeah.
around type shit.
Maybe we can. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. But either way, it's gonna be a beautiful ride. Everyone will get to see the sphere that everyone's been looking at social media
Mhm.
for a year now. And it'll be a big ride. I mean, it'll be hundreds and hundreds
gonna
of
go
us
this
out
year?
there. I might go this year.
Okay.
I feel like I feel better about this year, just because we're making the same event again, right?
Yeah.
There's less to worry about.
And we have a little bit more, help on.
And then last year, Taylor Swift was in town
Mhm.
that night,
Oh, it's true.
so it was a disaster there.
Mhm.
And so Maddie was there at the concert, and I had to. Anyway, there's a
Yeah,
lot
daddy
going on.
duty.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I had the baby, and
I also have
as well.
30 volunteers to help me this year on the big race. Or
the big
group
ride.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the NC crew and the sickness crew in San
NC
Diego.
shout out had squad of the year.
Super
Yeah.
Squad
Yep,
Award.
Super
Yeah,
Squad
I'm
last
interested
year.
to see who gets it this year.
Listen, dude, they're gonna put up a mean fight.
Yeah.
They're not
this
gonna
year
give
for
that
it.
board
They,
back.
They ain't trying to give it up, bro.
Where's
They're
the
gonna
board?
come
We
in.
have it.
They're gonna. Well, it was right here.
It's
It's
somewhere.
there, it's there.
But yeah, dude, they're gonna come in tough this year, repping super tough, bro. Super tough, super deep.
They're doing their intro speeds too.
Yep,
Yeah.
they're not fucking
Yeah,
around, bro.
I mean, they're top contenders to get it again because they've got the numbers, they've got the attitude, and they place well.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's would be a good way of also like another metric
Dude,
is
and they're
do
fun.
you have
And they're fun,
racers and
yeah.
are you guys doing generally well in the race? I think that's a good.
I'm
mark
okay with
for
not
it.
including the racing though.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
okay
that's
with
like-
No, no, but
I'm
it's just
okay with
another
not
thing to
including
think
it.
about.
I think what it for me the most was just like
Showing up and
They were
repping,
just good
bro.
dudes,
And they were
like,
good.
yeah.
They were funny.
They were all
They were
super
cool as fuck. They
respectful.
were willing to help. They were all like every time I seen them, they were smiling. They were happy. I seen them riding. There was music. There was dancing.
Yep.
Fucking
Yeah.
Josh Speed Wobbles, bro. Okay, hold on.
That
We gotta
guy's-
talk about the racing
that
because
guy's-
this dude showed
Dude,
up
that
and
was
showed
fire.
out on the Mad Wheels on the track, bro. I was like, cut it out, dude. What are you doing? It's crazy.
somebody needs to get him a race board.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
yes.
I'm pretty sure he's showing up
Hey,
again this year too.
Is he goofy footed or regular?
He's goofy.
Oh, I was gonna say if he's regular, he can use my.
Maybe
Stooge.
he is regular.
Whoa.
I'm not too sure actually.
Oh, shit.
Joe's
I don't know.
renting out the Stooge for the weekend in case anybody's
Right?
interested.
Hey, I'm busy, so
Yeah.
$3,000 for the weekend if you want it.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, I just rented out for it. Are you seriously renting that out?
I only
'Cause that's a good
only
deal for somebody.
Really good homie.
Yeah,
man.
that's a
Like,
really
I
good deal
really
for
need
somebody.
To trust you, and there's not much trust in my veins.
Right.
now.
I don't even trust my mother, man. Sorry.
Oh, boy.
I'm just kidding. Yes, I do, Mama. I love you and trust
I
you.
love you, Mama.
I love my mother.
So I think that's pretty much where we're at now. I think we've got it. You know, the plan's planned.
Yep.
There's not many more questions people have. Like we were constantly being badgered about the track layout. Then it was the group rides. Now it's like who's coming. It's like the
Yep.
answers are all out there now.
Mhm.
It's
So now the question is, are
It's on
you gonna
you.
make it?
yeah.
Are you gonna commit the weekend? It's 3 days, and if you're not racing, you don't have to show up Friday. You can show up Saturday, Sunday, and
Yeah.
still get a great experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
I
we
expect
recommend you
Saturday
try
to
to
be
show up. Try to
No,
show
go
up
all
on
3
Friday.
days,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Try to show up on Friday.
Support the community.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna have
dude,
3
hey,
days.
come
3
here
days
and-
of raffles. Don't miss out.
Yeah, the
3 days of
raffles.
raffles.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
we'll do
dude. Let's
raffles.
just talk about the raffles. Did you place in the raffle last year at
I
all?
did.
Did you win anything?
Oh,
I
man.
did. I only put in for one thing, and
One
I
ticket.
bought 60 tickets. Fuck no, dude. I bought 60 tickets. I dumped all my 60 tickets in one
one?
box, and then I found out that the homie also did the same exact thing.
In the
so
same
me
box?
and me and him both won. We both spent $60, and it was just me and him competing against each other. But we both got the same ESCs we were trying to get,
Hell
bro.
yeah, dude.
It
That's
was
awesome.
hilarious. So
Yeah,
yeah, it was
we've
good.
got-
The raffles, dude, is where it's at. Spend
And-
a couple dollars, dude, and some people
Well,
won big.
To be
bro.
fair, everybody who comes gets free tickets.
Yep.
Free raffle tickets. So then you can always buy more if you want, but you'll get you get 2 when you come in. And
Yeah, you
maybe
have
we'll
like a
actually, you know what? We'll give
0.1%
them
chance.
we'll give them
Yeah.
3 this year, 1 for each day.
There we go.
2, we'll give them 3. maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. The
What
raffles
about
is dope.
Mike's just
the trading
giving
cards?
shit away.
What's that?
What about the trading cards?
Trading cards
Yeah.
are actively being designed, and they'll be sent
Okay.
to production in the next.
And so the
week or
nominations
2
are
weeks.
already over.
Nominations are over.
Okay.
We went through the nominations. We looked through the list. Some of the nominations we accepted. Some of them, like, I couldn't even find the people sometimes that were being nominated. So we went through a lot of them. We put them on a list, and we're gonna do our best to get them all done.
And are you going to sell any of those this year?
We will have some extras.
Okay.
It was a huge hit last
It
year.
was.
So this year we are gonna print extra cards so we can sell the little packs that we sold on our website
With some
last
Easter
year.
eggs again in there.
Yeah, I'd like to do some Easter egg stuff, like
Mhm.
maybe hidden cards that win you
Mhm.
something or something like that. I think that'd be really cool.
Hell yeah.
Golden ticket.
Yeah, some sort of
Ooh.
golden something.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. So we'll work on that. But I've got a lot of stuff to do between now and all that. Like
We got some cool swag items though. We're gonna
Yeah.
have something
The
special
swag
for the
bags
first.
are gonna be so
the
dope.
swag bags are gonna be good this
Yeah.
year because a
Oh.
lot of money got put in the bags.
Can we
I don't
tell
think
them
I'll tell 'em,
anything?
but-
Can we tell them even like just one thing about the swag bags?
Well,
Dude,
I'll
one
say
thing?
that the first 100 are gonna get something extra special.
Oh, okay,
First
there we
100
go.
through the
That's a good
door.
one.
First
That's
100
what I was
through
gonna
the
say.
door
Can
are
we
gonna
tell
get
them that?
something special, which is
Cool.
cool. So if you
Yep.
can get there, and they're gonna be gone
Some
Friday.
razzle
so,
dazzle in the bag,
Yeah.
bro. Woo!
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know what
Yep.
you're talking about
Yeah.
now.
So those
excited.
anybody with a general admission ticket,
Hey.
those will not be going to vendors. They
No.
will not be part of that first 100.
Props
they
to
will
you,
get a regular
Jacob,
bag
for
but
finding that, dude.
that'll be
You
a cool
found
one.
that, motherfucker.
That'll-
You
that'll
found
be
that
cool.
Easter egg, bro. I
Yep.
walked in the office and I was like, "What are you looking at?" He's like, "You see these, dude?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "What?" And he's all,
So-
"I think we're gonna get a free skate con."
Oliver, I'm about to spend I think $900 on stickers tomorrow
Whoa.
Okay,
because I've got to put stickers in the
The
bags
stickers that you
for
showed me earlier?
dude, we already have so many stickers already.
every single sponsor
Yeah.
gets a sticker and
Mhm.
it's
Okay.
500 stickers each.
Wow.
So there's like I'm getting like 7,000 stickers or something like that.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
I like stickers.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
anyways, that's a
stickers.
lot, and there's still like so many more like little things that are gonna go in there.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah,
but-
you'll probably get your your GA admission back on the swag bag.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And then- and-
the idea hopefully is that you feel like the stuff that's in your bag
Yeah.
is maybe kind of worth like the cost of admission,
Uh-huh.
right? Like
That's too nice, guys. They don't do that at AVS.
I mean,
No,
that's our
No.
thank you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what
You
just.
guys are spending hella money to
I
come
hate
all
all
the
the
way across.
questions. Why is it this is spent? Like,
Oh.
dude, this is why.
Yep.
It's a full on event. It's not just to show up,
Mhm.
hang out with the buddies
Yeah.
and
Re-
go play with your board.
In reality, I think this event probably should be $100 because it's 3 days now, and a race ticket probably be another $100. based on
like
the-
150
What does
for
it
what
cost
these
for
dudes are gonna get.
AVS?
I'm not sure. AVS is hard because it's very. That I know that
I thought it was
one's quite expensive to do.
185.
It was up there.
And what did they get as prize? They get cash.
I mean, no
Something.
cash. It
Well,
was just
I think that was
prizes.
to enter the race, but to get in the gate was like $45.
AVS
Have we
is
told about?
Or 35
AVS is
bucks.
tricky because the volume of people aren't
Oh,
there,
we
so
have
it
not
gets
discussed that
divided.
yet.
Yeah.
What's up?
We talked about the
Prize money
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
Pro
pros.
class.
Ooh, should we?
Damn.
Let's talk about it.
Fuck.
Let's drop it.
So we're at the end of the show,
Yep.
but
Ooh.
if
Hopefully
anybody
you're still
that's hung
watching.
around this
Make
long,
sure
If you
put
hit
in
the
the
multi-view
title.
button, how much time have we been
we're
going
over
for?
an hour. I already checked.
Oh,
it.
over an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Should we save it for the next one?
If you're in this one, man, we're
Hey.
deep. But
Yeah.
the pro class, we're doing something a little different in that we're not giving away a board. You're not going to get any prizes. You're getting fucking cash. dude.
Cash
Fucking
money.
cash in
Dollar
your pocket.
bills,
The amount-
homie.
The amounts we're working on.
Go to strip club
We're
with this kind
trying
of
to
money.
figure out what the amounts are.
Winner's taking at least 4 figures, though.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
you're
sure.
getting at least 4 numbers there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're just trying to figure out what that first
Could
number
be
is.
1.00 something. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Why? You mean comma?
That's only a dollar.
Not dot.
A
Yeah.
dollar.
A dollar. Yeah, it's a dollar.
You get $1.
No, but that's pretty wild. So I don't
Yeah.
know if anybody else is really putting up, let alone the amount that we're gonna put
Yeah,
up.
we're-
It's a lot, dude.
I'm
I've only
excited
seen
when
that
you-
for like one wheel competitions.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. No. When you guys
Well, when
told
you
me that, I
add
was
when
like,
you
fuck
add
yeah.
first, second, and third together, it's a good chunk of change.
grip
for
of money,
sure.
dude.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. That's dope.
but-
Good
It's
job,
damn
guys.
near 10% of our budget for the
Well,
whole event.
These guys have
Woo!
spent,
If you think about it, it's almost 10% of the whole
look at their
budget.
boards
Oh,
that
shit.
they've built.
Yeah,
their
the money that they spend to get
and
here,
then get
bro.
here,
Like,
and then their hotels and everything
Mhm.
else.
And they're
They
putting on the show, dude.
Correct.
These
Mhm.
dudes are putting on the show for
Yep.
us.
Yep.
It's what's going to get everybody excited. So that's the
Mhm.
best we can do to reward.
hell yeah, dude.
I think it's
And
cool
this
as shit.
year we don't have a sponsor for that, so that's just going to come out of M-Board's pocket.
y'all can thank
Fine.
Mike.
Yep.
Well,
Good. Good.
So when the big
Thank
check
you.
comes out, N-Board's logo is gonna be on that shit. Let me tell you.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
The big checks.
Oh,
I think
man.
that's great, bro. That's
So
great. Good job.
we're working on what we can. We'll see what the event, because everything's fucking cost
And
a
then,
fortune.
so do
So we're
we-
trying to figure out what we have
Can-
left in the bank to do it. But
Can we announce the winnings for other classes?
so the other ones, yes, the other 9 winners. So there's 4 classes.
Mhm.
So the bottom 3 classes, the top 3 winners there. X-Way has
Mhm.
given us 9 boards again this
Cool.
year.
Nice.
So
You're either getting boards or money.
Yep.
Gotcha. That's fucking.
And then
win-win
everyone's
for me,
getting
bro.
a medal again. We're doing medals
Yeah.
again. So
And we'll do
expect some
different.
bling.
And you're doing different medals this year, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're
You
doing
can make
different
them on the
medals.
CNC machine.
We're gonna CNC them
course,
again,
dude.
of course.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna get them. The plan would be to either anodize or Cerakote them to the correct
Gold-plated.
colors.
Mhm.
They're gonna be really nice. So
Oh, yeah.
Excited.
I gotta work on that too. Like, there's just a lot of shit.
You're
I gotta
so
do.
busy, bro. We need
Yeah.
another mic.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
We
If I had a
like-
second, dude. If
I
I had
need
a,
heat
2 of
sinks.
me,
Uh-huh.
holy shit, we could.
Your wife
fuck.
would be pissed.
Yeah, if there was 2 of me,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But she just called while I was on the podcast. I could have been talking to her this whole time if there was 2 of me.
Sorry.
All right, I think we gotta call it. This
Yeah,
has been
that's
a
it, dude.
long
Yeah,
episode.
I
I'm
gotta-
screwing
gotta
this up so
piss,
bad
dude.
over here anyway.
Horrible.
so,
Yeah,
who
sorry,
cares?
sorry, everybody.
James is just
I keep-
blasted
yeah,
this whole
like,
time. Mike's picking his nose. I'm still leaving it on him. It's all good.
Hey, Jacob tried, but I'm
BTS.
catching him. He just gets in the conversation, bro. He starts
Yeah.
listening and then he
zoned
starts
in.
talking, and his finger's on the button too, bro. It's over there on the button,
He's
and then
used to doing that.
yeah, and then so I'll see, he catches me looking at him. He's like, "Oh fuck, dude!" And then he presses the button.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
All right.
All right.
All right,
well,
guys.
Check that one on
Thank
the
you
bottom.
guys for
All right, guys.
watching, and we will see you.
How do I stop this shit?
I'll take care of it. I'll take it. We'll see you maybe next week if we can.
We're gonna
squeeze
try.
it in. I hope so.
Okay, guys.
yeah.
You got to wave. You're up next.
See ya.
Okay, Mike said bye. Bye, guys.